finishing hold.
One, two, she like,
He did some towels at. Ultimate. The ultimate aggression is on. Here he goes. Left. What a move. Two. Ronnie does it. Three.
This is going to be a review for the Blue Winged Eagle Championship replica, and I'm going to try to touch on a few things: the history, the universal design, the plate size, the strap. Beginning with the history. So the main event, picture this: on February 1988, Hogan wore the Hulk Hogan 86 belt doing a backstage promo before his rematch with Andre the Giant, debuting the Winged Eagle belt as he walked to the ring, which would become the primary design for the next decade, regarded as perhaps one of the most iconic and famous championship belts of all time. The Winged Eagle was held by more wrestlers as the WWF champion than any other design before, including future Hall of Fame members Ultimate Warrior, Randy Savage, Shawn Michaels, Yokozuna, Diesel, Sergeant Slaughter, The Undertaker, and Bob Backlund, out of all people. And the main event for WrestleMania 7 at the Sky Dome in Toronto, the match was billed as the Ultimate Challenge, as both Hulk Hogan, the WWF Championship, and the Warriors Intercontinental Heavyweight Championship were on the line. Warrior pinned Hogan after a Warrior Splash to become the only wrestler to hold both championships simultaneously, which was a major thing for that particular time and era. And this is a beautiful belt, to say the least. As a collector, I didn't plan on collecting belts, but I did, being a fan, and this was one I had to have. I went with what's called it's depicted as a blue strap. From an artist standpoint, to me, this is a turquoise, or I would go with a green strap. So where that comes from, that is under the description of what the WWE has that on their website. I purchased this off the website of WWE Shop. It was on sale. I do not recall what I paid for it. I think it was close to $300 or maybe a little under that. It was crafted after an actual belt, handmade by Reggie Parks, may he rest in peace, and worn by the Ultimate Warrior. It says that the WWE Blue Winged Eagle Championship adult size replica belt is the exact scale replica of the classic 1990s version, with the Legends W logo at the top, that measures 4 feet 2 inches long and weighs about 5 pounds. The strap is made out of new and improved simulated leather, which is more like a polyurethane. That reminds me of the big gold that they had. And center medallion measures 9 inches high. Universal design. Okay, let me geek out a bit on some art history, if you don't mind. But my background is in art, and I was always wondering why I was so attracted to this belt. And I think I figured it out for the most part. This is just my opinion, this review in general. But if you're familiar with the Art Deco period, it's one of my favorites in art history. If you're not familiar with it, like the Great Gatsby, that font style and the look of it was pretty, I wouldn't say opulent, but it had sharp edges and a really unique style design that's timeless. You see that in this belt. And when I look closely at the belt, for the most part, especially at the font and even the eagle and how this belt is designed, in my opinion, I'm like, this is why I'm so attracted to this belt. It has those characteristics and those elements in the W and the logo, in the beautiful globe work. It has a look of that Art Deco style or period to me. A beautiful design. It is a smaller belt. You know, they had the other belt called the Big Cookie, or that Attitude Era that The Rock had. That's nice, but for some reason this belt, once again, it's outstanding in the form of surpassing, I think, many of the designs. It's going to be something, in my opinion, that will just never lose its style or shape. And it would be nice to see them remaster this exactly like it is, but scale it up a bit. And that's how I would like to see it. But I had to buy this one. Go over the plate size. It's a 2mm plate. I didn't really care. Usually like the 4mm or the 8mm, like what Fandu usually does. But from a fan standpoint, it did not matter to me. This was just from a historical standpoint. I wanted to have this because of the connection with the Warrior, and the neon color was something important. You know, he had, if I'm not mistaken, several different versions of this belt. That's typically what he did. He was the neon colors guy, and that was a signature piece of the character. So if you want to call this turquoise or green, he also had orange, white, and I can't think of any other color he might have. And I think he did have the traditional black in the beginning. So let's look at the beautiful stylized work of some of this. You get like that, the eagle with the etchings in there, the sidebars, the plate design, and the specs are here for you to see. I'm not going to go over them in detail, but overall, that black banner, there's elements and qualities of this belt that are extremely outstanding to me. This belt is one of the most criticized as well due to poor craftsmanship and the accuracy standpoint on the lower end of collectors, meaning that for those who can't afford the $3,000 plus versions, these lower end versions usually are lacking from what some have said. For me, not so much, only because it's a piece that is still going to cover all bases, and it's not like a poor version like the Pakistan versions or the versions from overseas. So, just to give WWE Shop a little bit of credit on this particular belt, I'm not going to go in on them to be too particular about the ins and outs as to how accurate the belt is or isn't. It definitely, from a memorabilia standpoint, I'm extremely satisfied, even with the price that I paid. It would be nice to have the strap a little, it's a synthecated leather, it says. I don't get that. It's like I said, this is more like a stiffer polyurethane. Fits around the waist nicely, and we'll cover that in the strap portion. And here you have the belt in all of its splendor around the waist of what it looks like. The back portion, I didn't bother to remove the plastic sleeve. Not a bad fit. Stiff, very similar to that, as I mentioned before, very similar to the WWE Big Gold. What's looking like over the shoulder. As floppy as you would like. Warrior was known for his neon colors. I'm certainly kind of fit the bill with what I got on here. A lot of little neon there. And these red sweats. Not the proper color combination, but kind of similar to like what he would have rocked and worn in his earlier day. Kind of get that same little bubble effect. There's that same type of stiffness